In the dense, green canopies of Central and South American rainforests hangs an animal renowned for its deliberate, almost comically slow movements, the sloth. Often perceived as the epitome of laziness, these arboreal mammals captivate us with their unhurried existence. We watch them move with an almost meditative calm, a stark contrast to the bustling energy of most wildlife. But beneath this placid exterior lies a profound evolutionary narrative, a story where slowness is not a handicap, but a finely tuned adaptation. What appears to be a flaw is, in fact, the very essence of their survival. For centuries, the sloth's lack of haste has been a source of amusement and scientific curiosity. Early naturalists even dubbed them lazy or sluggish. But such labels fundamentally misunderstand the intricate biology at play. To truly appreciate the sloth, we must shed our preconceived notions of speed and efficiency. Their extreme lethargy is not a sign of poor design, but rather a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement, a brilliant strategy honed to thrive in a very specific ecological niche. It's a masterclass in living life in the slow lane, and doing it exceptionally well. The foundation of the sloth's slow lifestyle begins with its diet. Sloths are primarily folivores, meaning their diet consists almost exclusively of leaves, buds, and twigs. While abundant, leaves are notoriously difficult to digest and provide very little nutritional value or energy. They are high in fiber, low in calories, and often contain toxic compounds. This low-octane fuel means that a sloth's energy intake is inherently limited, forcing their entire physiology to adapt to a constant state of energy conservation. It's a culinary challenge that directly dictates their pace. To survive on such a meager diet, sloths have developed an incredibly slow metabolic rate, one of the lowest among non-hibernating mammals. This allows them to extract maximum energy from minimal food, burning calories at an astonishingly gradual pace. Unlike warm-blooded animals that expend vast amounts of energy to maintain a high, constant body temperature, sloths embrace a more flexible approach, which further reduces their energy expenditure. This extreme metabolic efficiency is not a bug in their system, but a fundamental feature, a cornerstone of their energy budget. While most mammals strive for a consistently high body temperature, sloths allow theirs to fluctuate significantly, a trait known as heterothermy. They don't generate much internal heat, especially during cooler parts of the day or night. Instead, they cleverly use external heat sources. You'll often see a sloth basking in a patch of sunlight, much like a reptile, absorbing solar energy to warm up. This behavioral thermoregulation is another brilliant energy-saving trick, allowing them to conserve precious calories that would otherwise be spent generating heat from within. They are truly nature's solar panels. The sloth's internal clock runs at a different pace, especially its digestive system. Due to the tough, fibrous nature of their leafy diet, food can take an extraordinary amount of time to pass through their four-chambered stomach, sometimes up to a month. This incredibly slow digestion maximizes nutrient extraction from a low-quality food source. Their large, multi-compartment stomach acts as a fermentation vat, relying on symbiotic bacteria to break down cellulose. This process generates some heat, but primarily ensures every last calorie is squeezed out before waste is eventually passed. So, when we consider their low-energy diet, their exceptionally slow metabolism, their fluctuating body temperature, and their protracted digestion, a clear picture emerges. The sloth isn't lazy, it's an absolute master of energy budgeting. Every aspect of its physiology and behavior is meticulously calibrated to conserve energy, to live within the tight confines of its caloric income. They simply cannot afford to be fast. Their entire existence is a finely tuned engine designed for ultimate efficiency, making the most of every single leaf they consume. Beyond the metabolic advantages, slowness provides crucial evolutionary benefits in a predator-rich environment. One of the most significant is camouflage. Most predators, whether a jaguar or a harpy eagle, detect prey primarily through movement. By moving at an almost imperceptible pace, sloths effectively disappear into the background noise of the forest. They simply don't trigger the visual cues that betray other animals. A sloth hanging motionless or shifting slowly among the branches is incredibly difficult to spot, even for the most acute predatory eyes. Further enhancing their camouflage is a unique symbiotic relationship. The sloth's shaggy fur is often home to colonies of green algae, which thrive in the warm, humid, and often damp environment of their fur. This algal growth, combined with their slow movements, gives sloths a greenish tint, allowing them to blend seamlessly with the moss-covered branches and leafy canopy. The algae benefit from a habitat, and the sloth gains an extra layer of visual protection, sometimes even supplementing its diet by consuming the algae. It's a living, breathing camouflage suit. While speed is often seen as the ultimate defense, the sloth demonstrates that strategic slowness can be equally effective. If a predator does manage to spot a sloth, its slow, deliberate movements can be surprisingly disorienting. There's no sudden flight, no frantic escape that might trigger a chase response. Instead, a sloth will often freeze or move with such glacial patience that the predator struggles to calculate an attack. It's a defense mechanism that relies on patience and stealth, rather than brute force or agility. They simply don't play the same game as other prey animals. There's also a theory that sloths, due to their low muscle mass and stringy meat, are simply not a high-reward prey item for many predators. A jaguar expends significant energy chasing and taking down prey. If the caloric return from a sloth isn't worth the effort, it might be bypassed for a more substantial meal. This combination of being hard to spot and potentially not being worth the energetic cost of capture makes the sloth a less desirable target, allowing them to conserve their limited energy without needing to invest in costly escape mechanisms. Despite their perceived weakness, sloths possess incredible strength, specifically in their grip. Their long, curved claws and powerful forelimbs are perfectly adapted for hanging upside down for prolonged periods. These muscles are built for endurance, not explosive speed. This anatomical design allows them to spend up to 90% of their lives suspended, even eating, sleeping, and giving birth while inverted. This specialized strength is a testament to how their bodies are optimized for their arboreal, slow-moving lifestyle, rather than for fleeing or fighting. Another significant energy saver for sloths is their relatively small brain size compared to other mammals of similar body mass. The brain is an incredibly energy-intensive organ. By having a less complex and smaller brain, sloths further reduce their daily caloric expenditure. This isn't to say sloths are unintelligent, but rather that their cognitive functions are precisely tailored to their specific needs: navigation within a familiar territory, identifying edible leaves, and maintaining their unhurried pace. Their evolutionary path prioritizes energy for survival over complex neurological demands. One of the most curious and seemingly counterintuitive aspects of sloth behavior is their weekly descent from the safety of the canopy to defecate on the forest floor. This is a moment of extreme vulnerability, exposing them to terrestrial predators. While the exact reasons are still debated, theories suggest it may serve to fertilize the base of their home tree, enriching the soil for their food source, or perhaps to help locate mates through scent marking. Whatever the reason, this brief, dangerous excursion underscores just how optimized their arboreal existence is. Any deviation carries significant risk. The ultimate proof of the sloth's brilliant survival strategy lies in its enduring presence. Sloths have roamed the earth for millions of years, successfully adapting and thriving in their rainforest environments. Their perceived laziness is, in fact, an intricate, highly specialized adaptation that allows them to flourish where faster, more energy-demanding creatures might struggle. They've found a unique path to success, one that defies the conventional wisdom of survival of the fittest, often associated with speed and aggression. They are a living testament to alternative evolutionary paths. So, the next time you encounter an image or video of a sloth moving at its characteristic languid pace, remember the profound science and evolutionary brilliance behind it. These aren't just lazy animals, they are metabolic marvels, masters of energy efficiency, and perfectly adapted survivors. Their slowness is their superpower, a sophisticated strategy that has allowed them to carve out a successful existence in a competitive world. The sloth reminds us that in nature's grand design, there is more than one way to thrive, and sometimes, the slowest path is indeed the smartest.